Okay. Namaste and good morning, everyone. Today, on 21st June 2021, I welcome you all to the 7th International Yoga Day celebrations, jointly organized by the Department of Yogic Art and Science, Vishwabharati, and Inter-University Center for Yogic Sciences, UGC, Ministry of Education, Government of India. I offer my heartfelt greetings to the most honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Vidut Chakraborty, respected dignitaries, respected staffs of Vishwabharati and their family, dear students and all other participants. The term yoga has been derived from the Sanskrit root word yuj, which means to unite. Therefore, yoga is not just a science of right living. Rather, it is the union of body, mind, and soul. 21st June is celebrated as the International Yoga Day as it has a special significance because this day is marked by summer solstice, which is the longest day of summer season. From yogic point of view, it is believed that Adi Guru, commonly known as Lord Shiva, is said to have imparted the knowledge of yoga to the entire world on this day. The theme of 7th International Yoga Day is Yoga for Wellness that focuses on practicing yoga for physical and mental well-being. Therefore, without taking much time, I would request our most honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir Professor Vidut Chakraborty, to inaugurate the program through his valuable speech.
Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal, Adab, and good morning to all my colleagues and those who are participating in this celebration of Yoga, International Yoga Day on the 21st of June 2021. As Purichiti has already mentioned, it is a special day because it is the celebration of a kind of exercise which combines body, mind, and soul. Now, here I find a lot of compatibility between what the ancient saints said and what yoga talks about. Normally we are concerned about the well-being of our body, but that makes no sense unless we are mentally, emotionally vibrant. And mentally and emotional vibration is possible only when you are satisfied internally, which means that your soul is satisfied. So yoga is a kind of confluence of multiple activities involving body, mind, and soul. Now, as Parichita said again, it is celebrated simply because it's the longest day of the summer. And she referred to the importance of Lord Shiva, which also means that we are being drawn to our rich ancient tradition when the saints used to practice yoga when medicine did not reach this height of development as we experience today. So they were happy emotionally. They were happy because their body didn't suffer much, simply because they used to practice yoga regularly. And I'm very happy with the intervention of our Honorable Chancellor, who happens to be the Prime Minister of the country, Sri Narendra Modi. We have been able to celebrate this particular occasion, not only in India, but globally. So this is a great achievement of taking something very special from India and spread it to the international community. So that way, I think, the credit goes to our Honorable Chancellor that he is the one who started popularizing yoga as something which international community should learn, not merely because of well-being of the body, but along with the well-being of the body is important, the well-being of the soul and mind. So yoga is, as I said, is a kind of, a creative blending of several activities which are meant to contribute to the well-being of mind, body, and soul. I'm happy to be part of Vishwabharati simply because Vishwabharati has a full-fledged department of yoga. But mere existence of a department makes no sense unless it is manned or it is constituted by equally active individuals. And I have no hesitation to say that our department is perhaps one of the most vibrant departments in India. And I'm saying it on the basis of my experience of having traveled to many campuses in the country. I'm very happy that our head of the department, Professor Shomiran Mondol, along with his colleagues, and especially the younger colleagues, they are so much enthusiastic that they have taken the yoga not only as a part of their profession, but it's also part of their vocation. And I am very happy that our colleagues, younger colleagues, practice yoga not only for herself, but also for those who participate in her program. And at this point of time, as you know, yoga is an important dimension of our well-being, simply because pandemic is the one which doesn't have in medicine. But if you are mentally strong, if you are emotionally strong, probably you will have the enough immunity to combat, to counter the epidemic. And I have learned from experience, and also I have got data to show that simply because of the practice of yoga, we have been able to contain this pandemic to a significant extent. So I thank my younger colleagues, Pratichi and Rupesh Kumar, who have been, organizing yoga training for quite some time. And I hope that they will continue without being, bored, because, it is not their practice. It is the practice for everybody. So by way of, spending an hour in the morning, and also by way of showing your skill, you are not only taking Vishwabharati out of Vishwabharati, you are also contributing to the well-being of the community in Vishwabharati, around Vishwabharati, and also, as I said, there are many in Calcutta who are really benefited. In fact, my sister just rang me up saying, what has happened? There was no yoga session today. Then I just sent him the link that you may attend this program today. So, see how important yoga is today, simply because it develops immunity from within. And Rupesh and Porichiti, you are giving us human service, not only to us, but to the community, or I said to the humanity. Now here comes the link between what we are doing and what Tagore would have said. Tagore would have said the same thing, because Tagore's main concern was not to contribute to a particular community of Vishwabharati. Tagore's willingness to serve the humanity was evident, not only in his activities, but also in his creative texts. Whatever texts you read, you will find that Tagore always had in mind the idea of universal humanism. For him, contribution to humanity is a great job which you can perform. So at this point of time, by holding yoga session every day, we are not only taking Vishwabharati out of Vishwabharati, but we are actually serving humanity to a significant extent, which would have pleased Tagore, Rabindranath Tagore, to a significant extent. So by way of doing this, Shomiran and the yoga department and also the helpers, I see Narayan, I see Shankar Babu and others, they're all contributing to a great cause, the cause that Tagore espoused during his lifetime, not only by way of various kinds of activities that he introduced in ashram, but also in writing, in his manifold writings. He did the same thing. So I think, by way of organizing yoga and by way of taking part in many programs, we are actually carrying forward the tradition which our great founder, the Rishi Rabindranath, started. I don't think he was just a poet. He was a Rishi, because a Rishi who has the foresight of seeing things in future. So I mean, this is a very good practice, and I would request the department to continue with this, because the pandemic is going to stay. At least this year, 2021, will not get respite from the pandemic. So I would request Shomiran and also his colleagues to continue with this practice, because as I said, and I keep hammering on this point, that our role is not only to get degrees, our role is not only to ensure well-being of our students, but also to contribute to the well-being of the community. And probably that was the reason why Rabindranath Tagore adopted 50 villages around the district. And there was a big fight between Gandhiji and Rabindranath at that point of time, because Gandhiji wanted Rabindranath to be a participant in the nationalist movement, and Rabindranath refused politely, saying that I cannot take the responsibility of the country as a whole, but I can take the responsibility of 2-3 villages. Because if I improve the villages, if I purge the villages of superstition, if I enthuse them to participate in their own work, then these 3 villages will become a kind of example to the rest of the country. So I think I am more interested in doing things rather than simply participating in an activity which to me makes no sense. So this is Rabindranath. Rabindranath was essentially a practitioner, and a practitioner who always wanted to create things on the basis of his own ability. I mean, he never depended on others. He always insisted that we, the people in Vishwabharati, contribute, and we are strong enough to contribute to the well-being of this area. And that we have got a rural extension center, and we have been carrying forward this tradition even today. The Ratindra Krishi Vigyan Kendra is another center which helps the local cultivators to get the improved seeds. So I think Vishwabharati is not exactly a university in the conventional sense of the term. It is a kind of laboratory for doing many things which Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore had conceptualized and had also created a model, to help us understand what he meant by his conceptualizations. But again, I'll come back to the contemporary situation. And since today is an occasion when we have got colleagues and friends who are entrusted with the mission of doing something very, very remarkable for the university, I cannot resist the temptation of expressing my own realization after having spent almost 3 years in Vishwabharati as one of the members of Vishwabharati Parivar. Now, Vishwabharati is passing through a crisis, and this crisis is not very, very new. You know that we have been passing through crisis. We have been, infected by many evil forces for quite some time. For I think almost 2-3 decades, and that's why Vishwabharati always is in the news for wrong reasons. Though I know that that's a deliberate, kind of publicity let Vishwabharati down, because as you know, nowadays sensational news, attracts readers pretty quickly. But when you bring out any constructive news, probably the newspaper reading will be very dull. So I understand the logic that why do the journalists always write about the things which will be sensational to the general readers. Vishwabharati has been passing through the trouble and don't think this is new. Initially I thought probably it is happening because of my arrival from outside. But then I just read, the text left by many vice chancellors, and one of them who is considered to be the most successful vice chancellor of Vishwabharati happens to be Professor Sudhir Ranjan Das, who was the former Chief Justice of India. And after his retirement there, he took over Vishwabharati as its vice chancellor. And I'm surprised, as early as the tenure of Sudhir Ranjan Das, he also felt the same thing. I mean, I'm quite surprised to see that how come the same trend is being continuing. I mean, so here I think today's lecture and today's performance and the performance which you have been doing continuously, will be very instructive to us that we have to do something. Sudhir Ranjan Das was affected. All the Nimai Sadan Bose, when he retired, he wrote his memoirs. There he also expressed his disappointment, disenchantment. I read Sudhir Ranjan Chattopadhyay, the founder of the Ancient History Department. He wrote the same thing. I read the text written by Rajat Ray in Desh. He wrote the same thing. I read a text written by Dr. Gupta with the title Kalima Lipto Mukto Ponche, Mukto Pakhi. And there also he wrote the same thing. So what is wrong in Vishwabharati? And I have the same feeling, because whenever I would like to do something constructive, I mean, this yoga, I mean, nobody knew. There was no write-up. There was no write-up on this. I mean, I just saw a write-up on the music therapy, but on the yoga, when our colleagues have been practicing, have been showing how to perform several mudras in yoga, which is good for health. Yet, there is hardly a write-up on this. So, that particular shows that the evil forces are always active to let Vishwabharati down. But anyway, that doesn't matter. But the point I'm making, that there is a trend. So I think now the time has come. We have to, cut short the trend and also demolish, if required by physical force, those evil forces. Only then probably Vishwabharati will survive in its old glory, and the Vishwabharati will survive in the way Rabindranath Tagore thought of. I'll just quote a few sentences from Sudhir Ranjan Das, because most of us respect Sudhir Ranjan Das, because he was one of the first earlier vice chancellors who thought of contributing to Vishwabharati. And whatever we see, much of the constructive work, much of the work, construction work were completed completed during his tenure as vice chancellor. উনি বাংলায় লিখেছেন, তাই বাংলায় বলছি, কারণ এখানে সবাই বাংলা বোঝেন, আমি অনেকটা ইংরেজিতে বললাম। তা উনি বলছেন বিশ্বভারতী সম্বন্ধে যে বিশ্বভারতীর নারী ঠিকমতো স্পন্দিত হচ্ছে কিনা তা দেখার উপায় আছে অনেক। পানীয় জলাশয়ে পেনজল ঢুকলে তার নিকাশের ব্যবস্থা করতে হয়। পানা ও আগাছা তুলে ফেলে পুষ্করিণী সংস্কার করতে হয়। তেমনি যদি এই প্রতিষ্ঠানে অর্থাৎ বিশ্বভারতীতে অমঙ্গল প্রবেশ করে থাকে, তবে তাকে বিতাড়িত করতে হবে। চোখ বুজে থাকলে কিংবা নিজের মনকে চোখ ঠাড় দিলে নিজেকেই প্রবঞ্চনা করবে। এটা বলছেন উনি বিশ্বভারতী প্রসঙ্গে, যখন উনি বিশ্বভারতী থেকে অবসর নিয়েছিলেন। তারপরে উনি বলছেন যে কি এটা আমরা কি করে করতে পারি, কারণ ওর অভিজ্ঞতা থেকে উনি বলেছেন কিভাবে করতে পারি। প্রয়োজন সত্যনিষ্ঠা, সেবা পরায়ণতা, ত্যাগ ও কল্যাণ সাধনা ও নিজেদের মধ্যে ঐক্য, শুধু কথাই নয়, মনে প্রাণে এবং কর্মে, মনে প্রাণে এবং কর্মে। বিশ্বভারতী তোমার আমার চেয়ে অনেক বড়, এ সত্য যেন কখনো না ভুলি। আত্মকলহে একে যেন খর্ব না করি, আত্মকলহে একে যেন খর্ব না করি। এগুলো আজকের দিনে ভীষণভাবে প্রযোজ্য। যে মহান ঐশ্বর্য গুরুদেব আমাদের দিয়ে গেছেন তাকে আমরা যেন না হারাই। ছোটখাটো মিথ্যা, আত্মাভিমানের কুহক প্ররোচনা, ছোটখাটো মিথ্যা আত্মাভিমানের কুহক প্ররোচনায় তাকে যেন আমরা না হারাই। ভগবান আমাদের শুভবুদ্ধি দিন ও বাইরের বিপদ এবং আত্মবিরোধের সংকট থেকে আমাদের সর্বদা রক্ষা করুন। দেখুন এখানে ভগবান ইজ নট এন আউটসাইডার, ভগবান ইজ নট এন আউটসাইড এজেন্সি, ভগবান ইজ resided inside you. So unless and until you nurture these values, that as part of Vishwabharati, we need to protect Vishwabharati not only by means of hard work, but also by means of persuading others to accept the great views which our great poet Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore put forward. So this is something we have to undertake. আজকে যোগা দিবসে এই অঙ্গীকার নেবার কিন্তু সময় এসেছে। এই অঙ্গীকার কিন্তু এটা আমার বক্তব্য নয়, এটা সুধীরঞ্জন দাসের বক্তব্য। তিনি কিন্তু আমার অনেক আগে প্রথম 2-3 জন ভাইস চ্যান্সেলরের মধ্যে একজন, অর্থাৎ আমার ধারণা 60s কি আর্লি 70s। তো সেই হিসাবে আমরা যে সমস্যার কথা বলছি, এই সমস্যা কিন্তু শুধুমাত্র আজকের সমস্যা নয়, সমস্যাটা বহুদিন ধরে কন্টিনিউ করে যাচ্ছে। And if we take the responsibility and if we commit ourselves to the cause of Vishwabharati, then probably we'll be able to put Vishwabharati as the best university in the globe. Because as I said earlier, Vishwabharati is not merely a training center. Vishwabharati is not merely a conventional mode of teaching students. Vishwabharati to me is a way of life, and that way of life is being disrupted simply because of the consolidation of evil forces, one, and also our indifference. That's also important. I mean, that is what Sudharanjan Das said, that we have to protect it ourselves. So which means that he also witnessed that those who are part of Vishwabharati, they are happy taking their salary, they are happy teaching their students, but besides these, they have a greater responsibility of protecting Vishwabharati, which is a way of life, and also spreading that way of life to a wider community. That was what Tagore felt. And then also another vice chancellor, Professor Pratul Chandra Gupta, he also had the same thing. I mean, it is very surprising. Pratul Gupta's tenure was different from that of Sudhiranjan Das's tenure. But he said the same thing. He said, Rabindranath Vishwabharatir Adarsho Shraddhahin Gyano Noy, Ogyan Bhabati Sajjo Noy, Vishwabharatir Kalpona, জীবন্ত বীজের কল্পনা, সৃষ্টির প্রাণ শক্তিতে যা ভরপুর, যা প্রতি সভ্যতাকে সকল সভ্যতার রসে ও আলোতে অচিন্তপূর্ণ নূতন সৃষ্টিতে উদ্বুদ্ধ করবে। দেখুন আমি যে কথা বলছি সেগুলো কিন্তু ওরা বলছেন যে বিশ্বভারতী is not just composed of bhavans or departments. Vishwabharati is not a platform where teachers interact with the students while teaching in the classroom. Vishwabharati is an adarsha. Vishwabharati is a value system. Vishwabharati is a mission. Vishwabharati is tied up to the well-being of humanity as a whole. So I think if we confuse Vishwabharati with that of other universities in the country, then we actually fail to perform our duty as part of Vishwabharati. Because these ideas, these perception is not mine. I was quite struck when I read Sudhiranjan Das and Professor Pratul Gupta's memoirs. I mean, they had the same thing. So today, on this special and auspicious day, International Yoga Day, I would request all my colleagues, I see 165 have attended. I expect all my colleagues, and who are not listening to me, but I request all my colleagues to spread this idea that Vishwabharati is not just a platform where students interact with the teachers and vice versa. It is also a way of life. It is also a vision. It is also an idea which Rabindranath Tagore developed in adverse circumstances. It was colonial India. Yet he had the courage, to say that we have to be independent in terms of evolving a system of education, which will make us free, which will make us, independent in thinking. So, see, at that point of time, despite adversities, Gurudev could think of all these ideas, and we are free. We are pampered financially, and we come from more or less, relatively well-off families. Yet we forget. We conveniently forget all these ideas and do things which will protect our selfish interests. So I'm just bringing all these past expressions to remind you that you have a great responsibility to protect Vishwabharati, not merely as a center for learning or alternative pedagogy. It is also a way of life. It's also a mission which we have a moral responsibility to pursue. এটাকে আমি আরো পরিষ্কার করে বলতে চাইছি। আমি দিনকরের একটা ছোট্ট কবিতা বলবো, কবিতা বলে দেখবেন দিনকর ঠিক এই কথাগুলোই বলছেন যে we have to have the determination. You don't know what sort of power you have. We never exercise those power simply because we are indifferent to Vishwabharati, we are indifferent to the institutions, we are indifferent to the community. We have become very selfish, atomized individuals. We think of ourselves, me, my family, and that's it. But when you become part of Vishwabharati, it is based on a philosophy which is directing us to contribute to the well-being of the people around you. And this sort of determination is again universally valid. Because when I read Dinkar, Ramdhari Singh, I see the same thing. The determination is very important because the God is within you. God is not in the temple. I mean, we mistakenly go to the temple and bow down before the deity. I think God is not there. এটা বিখ্যাত কথা আছে না যে রথযাত্রা লোকারণ্য মহা ধুমধাম ভক্তরা লুটায়ে করিছে প্রণাম রথ ভাবে আমি দেব মূর্তি ভাবে আমি পথ ভাবে আমি দেব হাসে অন্তর্যামী। সো ভগবান আমার কাছে, ভগবান এই আমার ভিতরে আছে, আমি কি ভাববো না ভাববো তার মধ্যে ভগবান পরিস্ফুট হয়। এবং এটা this is something which is universally true. If you look at the ideas of the great men all over the world, everybody thinks along with the ideas, whether you talk of the Greek thinkers, whether you talk of the British thinkers, whether you talk of the American thinkers or European thinkers, same, and whether you talk of non-Bengali thinkers in India. So দিনকরের যে কয়েকটা লাইনে পড়বো সেখানে এই ডিটারমিনেশন কথাটা খুব ভালোভাবে বলছেন। তার আগে বলছেন যে এটা কেন এই ডিটারমিনেশনের জন্য আমি নিরালার কথাও বলবো যে নিরালা সূর্যকান্ত ত্রিপাঠী, উনি মেদিনীপুরে জন্মেছিলেন, তারপরে উনি পরে বেনারস চলে যান, বানারসে প্রতিদিন পাহাড়ে চলে যান। তো এই ত্রিপাঠী কিন্তু খুব ফ্রাস্ট্রেশনে কথা বলছেন, কিন্তু দিনকার ফ্রাস্ট্রেশনে কথা বলছেন না। দিনকার বলছেন কিভাবে ফ্রাস্ট্রেশন থেকে উঠে যেতে হবে, উঠতে হবে। তো ত্রিপাঠী নিরালা বলছেন গহন হ্যায় ये अंधेरा, गहन है ये अंधेरा, स्वार्थ का अवगुंठन से हुआ है लुंठन हमारा, स्वार्थ का अवगुंठन से लुंठन है हुआ है लुंठन हमारा। ঠিক এখান থেকে বেরোবার জন্য আমি এবারে দিনকারে আসবো। দিনকার বলছেন छोड़ो मत अपना आन, আমার ডিজায়ার, ডিটারমিনেশন। छोड़ो मत अपना आन, शीश काट जाए, छोड़ो मत अपना आन, शीश काट जाए, मत झुको अन्याय पर, मत झुको अन्याय पर, भले बम फट जाए, मत झुको अन्याय पर, भले बम फट जाए, दोबारा नहीं यमराज कष्ट करता है, दोबारा नहीं यमराज कष्ट करता है, मरता है जो एक बारी मरता है, मरता है जो एक बारी मरता है, तुम स्वयं मृत्यु को मुख पर चरण धरो रे, तुम स्वयं मृत्यु को मुख पर चरण धरो रे, जीना हो तो मरने से नहीं डरो रे, जीना हो तो मरने से नहीं डरो रे। এটা হচ্ছে দিনকরের কথা। দেখুন যে দুটো যে বললাম আমি, একটাই সূর্যকান্ত বলছেন যে স্বার্থ কা অবগুণ্ঠন সব জায়গায়, স্বার্থের ব্যাপার সব জায়গায় আছে, এটা শুধু বিশ্বভারতী না, সব জায়গায় আছে। কিন্তু এইখান থেকে বেরোতে হবে। বেরোনোর যে বক্তব্য দিনকার বললেন আমাদের রামধারী সিং, কি ইন্সপায়ারিং। এই কথাগুলো কিন্তু রবীন্দ্রনাথ বহু আগে বলে গেছে, বহু ভাবে বলে গেছে। তো আমাদের আজকে এই ইন্টারন্যাশনাল যোগা ডেতে আমি যেটা বলবো, let us take a vow, let us take a vow that we'll protect Vishwabharati at any cost. When I say that we'll protect Vishwabharati, I am simply not talking about the university as such. I'm talking about the philosophy, the ideas, the values on which Vishwabharati is protected. So I think on this day, with this word, I thank Shobiran, I thank Shobiran's colleague, and also thank the participants. It's early in the morning, yet I see 169 participants. I request this to all of you in folded hands, that Vishwabharati doesn't belong to me, Vishwabharati doesn't belong to any of us, but Vishwabharati belongs to the community. Vishwabharati belongs to the universe. We are simply a temporary custodian, and being temporary custodian, it is our moral responsibility to carry forward the tradition which Gurudev established and my predecessors or our predecessors took the trouble of giving it to us. So we would like to give a better tradition, a better Vishwabharati to the posterity. If we fail in doing so, I think we'll cease to become human beings. That's my concern. So with this, stay safe, because this is a very bad time we are passing through, and attend Porichiti and Rupesh Kumar's yoga session to counter the epidemic, to develop the immunity from within, and think good, think positive, and also develop the determination to protect Vishwabharati at any cost. Namaskar, bhalo thakben.
Thank you so much, sir, for inspiring and encouraging us. Your quote from Ramdhari Singh Dinkarji's poem was really motivating. He was actually a great poet. And it is our pleasure to hear from you, sir. So now we will move for the celebrations. We will be celebrating 7th International Yoga Day by performing asana, pranayam, meditation, and sankalp as per the Common Yoga Protocol by Ministry of Ayush, Ayurveda, Yoga and Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha and Homeopathy, followed by devotional song. Therefore, I request every one of you to kindly stand up in their respective places and join their palms in Namaskar Mudra. Let us all stand up.
Sangchadvam sangvadatam sangvo manasi janatam sangchadvam sangvadatam sangvo manasi janata samano mantra samiti samani samano mantra samiti samani samanang manasah chittame sa sangchadvam sangvadatam sangvo manasi janatam samani vayakuti samana hridayaniva samani vayakuti samana hridayaniva samanamastu vo mano yathava susahasati sangchadvam sangvadatam sangvo manasi janata.
Thanks for spreading all these positive vibes of the mantras, spreading all around us, making us calm and energetic. Let's start our common yoga protocol for today. All of you are requested to please stand up on your yoga mat. Let's make ourselves ready physically as well as mentally. We are going to commence the practices of common yoga protocol, including asanas, pranayamas, and meditation. Please stand straight. Everyone, please stand straight with the feet 2 to 3 inches apart. Keep the hands straight beside the body. This is Samasthiti. Let's start with the neck bending. Place both of the palms on your waist. Place both of the palm on your waist. Yes. Now, with the inhalation, lift your head up. Exhale, bend forward, chin to the chest. Once again, lift your head up. Exhale, bend forward, chin to the chest. Practice it 2 to 3 more times. This is a very helpful practice to remove the stiffness of our neck. Those having cervical spondylitis, please avoid bending forward. Now, moving to the next practice, right and left bending. While exhaling, bend the head slowly to the right side. Bring the ear as closer as possible to the shoulder. Then inhale in the center. Exhale to the left side. Bring the left ear closer to the left shoulder. Once again, inhale, come in the center. Exhale to the right side. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Practice it 2 more times. A very good practice to remove the stiffness, to strengthen our neck muscles. We often feel the stiffness in the morning after we wake up. This is a very helpful practice to improve the circulation towards the neck muscles. Now, the next movement, twist the head to the right and the left side. Take a deep inhale, head in the center. Exhale, twist the head to the right side in such a way that the chin is over your right shoulder. Then inhale, come in the center. Exhale, twist on your left side. Inhale, come in the center. This is 1 round. Practice it 3 more times. By this practice also, we are improving the circulation of our blood towards the neck region, and we are enabling our nerves, our cranial nerves to function more actively. Now, with the inhalation, come in the center. Now, let's practice the next movement. Those having cervical spondylitis, please avoid bending forward. Rest of all can bend the head forward, chin closer to the chest. Then inhale, move the head to the right shoulder. Then exhale, bend forward. Then inhale to the left side. Then exhale forward. Then inhale to the right side. Exhale forward. Then inhale to the left. Now the backward bending movement. From left to right shoulder and then right to left shoulder. And inhale back. Exhale to the right shoulder. Inhale back. Exhale to the left shoulder. This is 1 round. Practice it 3 more rounds. This is a very good practice for those having cervical spondylitis. They should bend their head backward. Now with the inhalation, bring the head in the center. Let's move to the shoulder movements now. Both the arms straight by the side of your legs. Then inhale, stretch both the arms over your head by keeping the palms outward. Then exhale, bring the arms slowly downward. Then once again, take a deep inhale and allow the spacing in your chest. Feel the expanded lungs. Exhale, down, both the arms down. Let's practice it 2 more times.
Hello, Rupesh, please pin the Aditi. Please pin Aditi. Join the Aditi.
Sir, actually, I am not the host, so I can't do, sir.
Okay. I'm talking to Sushil. Okay, continue, please.
Okay, now once again, for the last time, stretch both the arms up by the side of your body. Take a deep inhale, feel the expansion in the chest. Exhale, all the way come down, very relaxed. Now, moving to the Skandha Chakra, shoulder rotation. Very gently, inhale and lift both the arms at the shoulder level. Lift both the arms at shoulder level. Now, bend both the arms from the elbows, the tip of the fingers on the shoulders. Now join both of your elbows in front of the chest. Let's start rotation. Inhale, lift your elbows up by the side of your ears, then backward and then downward. Exhale, join both the elbows in front of you. Then inhale, let the elbows go back. Practice it 3 more rounds. This is a very good practice to remove the stiffness of your shoulders. Very good exercise for those having cervical spondylitis. It will improve the toning of your nerves and the muscles. Now the reverse. From upward to downward. Exhale in front of you, then inhale back. Exhale, join the elbows, then inhale back. Practice it 3 more times. While inhalation, feel the expansion in the chest, and while exhalation, join both the elbows in front of you. Let's practice last round. Inhale back and exhale forward. Very good. Relax yourself now. Both the arms down by the side of your body. Now move to the next practice, the trunk movement. Then inhale, stretch both the arms in front of your chest. Stretch both the arms in front of your chest. Yes, take a deep inhale and with the exhalation, twist on your right side in such a way that the left palm is over your right shoulder. Then inhale, come in the center. Exhale, twist on your left side. Then inhale, once again come in center. This is one round. Practice it 3 to 4 times more. Those having severe back pain or slip disc, please avoid it. Otherwise, it is a very good practice to remove the stiffness of your back, the back muscles. For the last time, once again, exhale, twist on the side. Then inhale, come in the center and relax yourself. With the exhalation, keep both the palms down now. Now, moving to the knee movement. Inhale, stretch both the arms in front of your chest. With the exhalation, bend your legs from the knee. Allow your hips go down to the floor. Then inhale, once again go up. Those having chronic arthritis, please avoid this practice. Practice it 3 more times. With the inhalation, come up. Exhale, go down. Inhale, go up. Exhale, go down. This is a very good practice to strengthen our thigh muscles, to strengthen our knee joint. Practice it 2 more times. With the inhalation, go up. Exhale, go down. Inhale, go up. Exhale, down, and relax yourself. With the exhalation, drop the palms down now. Now moving to the asanas practices. First of all, the Tadasana. Stand with the feet 2 inches apart. With the inhalation, lift both the arms up over your head. Interlock your fingers. With the inhalation, stretch your arms up and lift yourself on your toes. This is Tadasana. Those having severe arthritis or varicose veins, please avoid in these conditions. Otherwise, it is a very good practice to improve the concentration, to improve the focus, and to improve the balance. Hold it for last 10 counts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Relax. With the exhalation, bring your heels down, both the arms down by the side of your body. Let's move to the next asana now, Vrikshasana. Those having arthritis or vertigo, please avoid this practice. Let's start now. Shift your body weight on your right leg. Fold your left leg from the knee and place the left foot on the right thigh line. Find out the balance by gazing in front of you. Then stretch both the arms up with the inhalation and join both the arms in Namaste Mudra over your head. Vrikshasana. It helps to improve the neuromuscular coordination, improves the balance, the alertness. As you are going to balance yourself on one leg, so it improves your balance and the concentration. Hold it for last 10 counts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and relax. Very good. With the exhalation, draw both the palms down, both the legs down on the floor. Now let's practice it from the other side. Fold your right leg from the knee. Place the right foot against the left thigh line. Find out the balance first in front of you. Gaze at a particular point. And with the inhalation, lift both the arms up. Lift both the arms up. Join both of your palms. Maintain the posture. Maintain the balance. Feel the asana. Let's practice it for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and relax. With the exhalation, bring both the arms down, right leg on the floor and relax yourself in Samasthiti. Let's practice Padahastasana now. Turn on your right side first. Padahastasana. So those having cardiac disorders, slip disc, abdominal inflammation, hernia, ulcer, myopia, they should avoid this practice. Let's start now. With the inhalation, stretch both the arms up. Stretch both the arms up in front of you. Then with the exhalation, bend forward from the hip joint, keeping the spine straight. Place both the palms on your knees first. Place both the palms on your knees first. Those having stiffness in the back, they can hold here. Otherwise, draw both the palms by the side of your feet. This is Padahastasana. It is very good to improve the spinal flexibility, improves the digestion as there is increased pressure of the thigh against the abdomen. It helps to overcome from the menstrual problems also. Let's hold it for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. With the inhalation, slowly come up. Come all the way up. Now support both the palms on your back. We are going to practice now Ardha Chakrasana. Those having vertigo and those suffering from the hypertension, high blood pressure, please avoid this practice. Otherwise, take a deep inhale and bend yourself backward. Just 15 to 20 degrees only. Feel the expansion in your chest. This is a very good practice to improve the flexibility of the spine. It increases the space in your chest, allows your lungs to breathe properly, make your spinal nerves function more actively. This is a very good asana for those having cervical spondylitis. Let's practice it for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With the exhalation, come back in Samasthiti, both the arms down by the side of your body. Now face the camera, turn towards the camera. Now open both of the legs. We are going to practice Trikonasana now. At least 3 feet gap between both the legs. Turn the right foot outward. With the inhalation, stretch your arms by the side of your body and exhale. Bend towards your right side, right palm over your right knee. If possible, then drop the right palm down on the floor. Stretch your left arm up and gaze at the left thumb. Those having slip disc or sciatica, please avoid this practice. Otherwise, it is a very good exercise to make your spine flexible, to strengthen your calf muscles, to strengthen your thighs and the waist muscles. It also improves the lungs capacity. Now hold it for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. With the inhalation, come all the way up very slowly. Now turn your left foot outward. Now let's practice Trikonasana from the left side. Take a deep inhale, fill your lungs fully with the air, expand your chest, and with the exhalation, drop your left palm down by the side of your left foot. If not possible, then keep it on the shin bone or on the knee. The same precautions once again. Those having slip disc or sciatica or abdominal surgery, please avoid in these conditions. Otherwise, it is a very good practice to improve the flexibility of your pelvic floor. Hold it for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep inhale and slowly come up in the Samasthiti. Turn on your right side. Let's sit down. We are going to start the sitting asanas. Take a deep inhale, stretch your arms in front of your chest. Bend your right leg from the knee, drop it on the floor, then the left leg, and sit down comfortably. Unfold both the legs. Straighten both the legs in front of you. Yes. Now we are going to start the sitting asanas. First of all, Bhadrasana. Turn towards the camera. Now open your legs slightly. Widen your legs and bend both the legs from the knee. Join both the feet together. Aditi, please turn your camera down so that everyone can see it. Yes. Now join both the feet together near your pelvis. The knees outward, closer to the floor, the Bhadrasana. Those having arthritis and sciatica, please avoid in these conditions. Otherwise, this is a very good practice to improve the calmness. Close your eyes. Feel the stability. It is stabilizing your mind. During pregnancy, it is very good. Hold this asana for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, gently open your eyes. Straighten both the legs. Now we are moving to the next asana, Vajrasana. Those having knee injury, knee pain or the ankle pain, then avoid this practice. Otherwise, fold your right leg from the knee, then the left leg, and keep your hips between both the heels. Sit straight with the spine straight, eyes closed. This is the only asana which can be practiced even after the meal. It improves the blood circulation towards the digestive system. It strengthens your thigh muscles, your calf muscles. Let's hold it for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Relax. Open your eyes. Now we are going to practice Ardha Ustrasana. In case of abdominal hernia, abdominal injury, arthritis, vertigo, please avoid this asana. Otherwise, let's come on your knees. Aditi, turn on your right side. Yes. Come on your knees. Support your back with both of your palms. Take a deep inhale and bend backward. Expand your chest. Allow your lungs to breathe. Very good. This is a very good practice to strengthen your back and the neck muscles, relieves the constipation and the back pain, increases the blood circulation towards the head and the chest region. those suffering from asthma, COPD, and even this corona period, we can practice it. This improves our respiratory system. Now with the exhalation, come back. We are going to practice this asana once again. This time, drop both the palms on your feet if possible. If not, then again support your palms on your back and again bend backward. With the inhalation, drop your right palm down on the right foot, then the left palm on the left foot. Shift your hips forward and allow the full expansion of your chest. This is a very good asana to decrease the stiffness of your lungs due to the excessive mucus. It widens the air sacs in your lungs. Let's hold it for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. With the exhalation, come back. Very gently come back. Okay. Now lower your hips down with the exhalation. Open your knees outward. Let's practice Shashankasana. In case of acute backache or osteoarthritis, please avoid this practice. Otherwise, with the inhalation, lift your arms gently. Lift your arms up, and with the exhalation, bend forward. Draw both the palms on the floor, abdomen, chest, and the chin on the floor. This is a very good asana to decrease the stress, the anxiety. It tones up our reproductive organs, relieves constipation, and improves the digestion. It's lengthen your spine. It is removing the stiffness of your back muscles. Let's hold it for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now with the inhalation, very gently come up with the support. Now turn towards the camera. We are going to practice now the next asana, Uttana Mandukasana. Those having severe knee joint pain, please avoid in these conditions. Otherwise, open your knees, widen your knees outward, stretch both the arms by the side of your body, stretch your arms up, both the arms up towards the roof. Now, bend your right arm from the knee, the right palm behind the left shoulder, the left palm behind the right shoulder. This is Manduk, Uttana Mandukasana. It is a very good asana for the neck pain. Those having neck pain or cervical spondylitis, please practice this asana daily. It improves the diaphragmatic movements. It improves the lungs capacity also. You can easily feel the expansion in your chest. You are allowing the lower air sacs of your lungs to breathe properly. Otherwise, we are just inhaling and exhaling through the apex part of our lungs. Let's hold it for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now with the inhalation, straighten both the arms up, and with the exhalation, bring both the arms down and unfold your legs in front of you. Straighten both the legs and turn on your right side. Now we are going to practice Vakrasana. Those having acute back pain, spinal disorders, or abdominal surgery, please avoid in these conditions. Let's practice Vakrasana. Fold your left leg from the knee, foot on the floor, knee pointed upward. Now take a deep inhale and stretch your arms by the side of your body. Then with the exhalation, twist on your right side. Bring the right armpit over the left knee, the right armpit over the left knee, and gaze backward. This is Vakrasana. It is improving the flexibility of your spine. By giving a twist to your spine, it is stimulating your spinal nerves also. Those suffering from diabetes, they should practice this asana regularly because there is an increased abdominal pressure of your thigh against the abdomen, which will improve the blood circulation towards the pancreas also. Let's hold it for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. With the inhalation, come back, stretch your arms by the side, unfold your left leg, then fold your right leg from the knee now. Once again, take a deep inhale, fill the lungs fully with the air, and with the exhalation, turn on your right side. Twist your body, the left armpit, fix the left armpit over the right knee, support your right hand behind your back and gaze backward. Feel the twisting effect in your spine, abdomen and the chest. Very good asana for those having diabetes. It improves the digestive system, the functioning of the digestive system. Let's hold it for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Very good. With the inhalation, come back, unfold your right leg, relax yourself. Now come in Vajrasana. Come in Vajrasana by folding both the legs from the knee. Inhale, stretch your arms up and then bend forward in Shashankasana with the exhalation. Then go forward in Makarasana. Come on your abdomen. Relax yourself in the prone position. Place the right palm over the left palm, elbows by the side of your body. Turn your head to the right or the left side. Relax yourself. Open your legs wide apart, the toes outward. Aditi, please turn your camera down so that everyone can see you. This is Makarasana. Those who are going through the pregnancy or having frozen shoulders, please avoid in these conditions only. Otherwise, it is a very good asana which promotes the relaxation in whole of your body. It helps in the recovery of the back pain. Now we are going to start the prone positioning asanas. Okay, now join both the legs. Fold your arms from the elbows. Let's practice Bhujangasana. So, those having abdominal surgery in last 2 to 3 months or having hernia or the ulcers, please avoid in these conditions. Otherwise, with the inhalation, first of all, lift your head up, then the chest up, and then the abdomen if possible. This is Bhujangasana. Very good asana once again to open up the air sacs of your lungs. It relieves the stress. It reduces the abdominal fat also, and very good for the digestive and the excretory system. It relieves the constipation. Those having backache, please avoid in that condition. Hold for last 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. With the exhalation, first of all, let your abdomen come down, then the chest, and then the chin. Relax yourself. Now we are going to practice Shalabhasana. Those having severe back pain, having high blood pressure, peptic ulcer or hernia, in these conditions, avoid this Shalabhasana. Otherwise, join both of the legs, both the palms under your thighs. We'll lift our legs with the inhalation. Keep the legs straight from the knee. Take a deep inhale and lift both the legs very gently. Hold Shalabhasana. This is a very good practice to relieve the pain because of sciatica nerve. It relieves the lower backache, reduces the belly fat, the thigh fat. This is a very good practice to tone up your back muscles. Hold for 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax with the exhalation. Very gently let your legs come down on the floor. Now everyone turn in the supine position very gently. Come on your supine. Come in the supine position. Turn yourself. We are going to practice now Setu Bandhasana. Fold both of the legs from the knees pointed upward, both the feet on the floor. So, those having peptic ulcer and hernia, please avoid in this condition. Otherwise, if possible, then hold your ankles. If you can't hold your ankles, then keep both the palms on the floor, both the arms on the floor, and with the inhalation, lift your buttocks up. Lift your middle body up and maintain the posture. This is a very good practice to relieve from the depression, anxiety. It strengthens your lower back, stretches your abdominal organs, and improves the digestion. It relieves from the constipation. In the back pain also, this is very good. It improves the blood circulation towards your head region, where the 4 main senses are there: the eyes, the ears, the nose, and the tongue. Hold it for 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Lower your hips down on the floor. Relax yourself. Straighten both the legs on the floor. The next practice, Uttana Padasana. Those who are hypertensive, having high blood pressure and the back pain, they should lift their legs alternatively. Otherwise, we lift both the legs together. Join both the legs together, Uttana Padasana, palms towards the floor. With the inhalation, lift both the legs up very gently and hold at 60 degrees. Those having hypertension, please lift your legs one by one, but don't hold your breath. Hold the asana, Uttana Padasana. It is very good asana to balance your navel center, the nabhi. It relieves the abdominal pain, the flatulence, indigestion, and diarrhea. It is strengthening your abdominal muscles, the thighs muscles also. With the exhalation, gently lower your legs down on the floor, very gently come on the floor. Relax yourself. Now the next asana, Ardha Halasana. The precautions are same like Uttana Padasana. Those who are hypertensive or abdominal injury or hernia, please avoid in those conditions. Otherwise, join both of your legs very gently, lift both the legs up, move the legs from the hip joint. Legs should be straight from the knees. If you can't keep your legs straight, then you can take the support of your arms also. You can hold your thighs. This is a very good asana once again to relieve the constipation. This is a very good asana for those who are suffering from the varicose veins. It is directing your blood flow from the legs towards the abdomen. It improves the tone of your abdominal muscles also. Let's hold it for 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax with the exhalation. Lower your legs down very gently. Relax yourself. Let's practice the next asana now, Pavan Muktasana, the wind releasing posture. Those having abdominal injury, abdominal hernia, sciatica, and the severe back pain, or those who are going through the pregnancy, Please avoid in these conditions. Otherwise, fold both of the legs from the knees. Fold both the legs from the knees. Then bring the knees closer to your chest. Interlock your fingers around the shin bone of your legs. Yes, now take a deep inhale, and with the exhalation, lift your head up. Try to touch your chin or the forehead on the knees. Those having cervical spondylitis, avoid lifting your head up. Just hold the legs. It is again very good asana for the digestive system. It removes the constipation, the flatulence, the bloating. Hold this asana for 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax yourself. Lower your head down first. Open your fingers. Lower your feet down and straighten both the legs. Lie down in Shavasana. Lie down in Shavasana, the corpse pose. Both the legs opened, at least 1 feet gap between both the legs. Palms turned upward. Release all the muscular tension, all the stress. It relaxes whole of your psychophysiological system. Release all the muscular tensions from the toes to the head. The body is very relaxed. Feel the effect of the asanas in your body in terms of improved blood circulation, improved awareness to the body, improved heart rate, the temperature. But this asana is calming you down. It is relaxing you. Feel whole of your body weight. Take a deep inhale, and with the exhalation, release all the body weight, surrender it to the floor, just like the dead body. Feel the internal sensations in the body. Now we are moving to the pranayama practices. Lift the right arm up first. Lift the right arm up. Fold the left leg from the knee and turn on your right side. With the support of your right palm, sit in any comfortable cross-legged posture. Sit in any comfortable cross-legged posture. It may be Padmasana, it may be Sukhasana. Keep your spine straight, eyes closed, shoulders relaxed, both the arms relaxed on your knees, and be aware of your body. Now we are moving to the practices of pranayama.
Gently close your eyes. Make sure your head, neck, and spine is in a straight line. Relax your shoulders, relax your entire arms, relax your facial muscles. Have a smile on your face. Take a long deep breath in and slowly breathe out. Breathe in deeply and slowly let go. Prepare yourself for the practice of Kapalbhati Pranayama. People, those who are having any kind of heart problems or hypertension, kindly avoid this practice. Place the hands on your knees, palms facing upwards. The key point in Kapalbhati is Your inhalation should be normal. And while breathing out, you have to exhale forcefully and simultaneously your abdomen will go out. We'll observe one round. So simultaneously while exhaling, you have to contract your abdomen forcefully. We'll continue together. Keep your eyes closed, breathe in and slowly breathe out. Focus on your breath. Once again, take a long deep breath in and slowly let go. Now let us start Kapalbhati. We will be continuing 30 strokes at a stretch. Continue. Those who are having severe back problem, kindly avoid doing Kapalbhati as contraction of abdomen may hurt your back. Let us start. Breathe in normally and exhale forcefully and simultaneously pull your abdomen in. Continue. Those who don't know, they can keep your eyes open and continue. After completing 30 strokes, relax. Relax for a while. Now, as we have practiced a heating pranayama, therefore, in order to balance our body system, we need to practice a cooling pranayama, that is Shitali. For Shitali, once again, open your eyes. We will just observe. For Shitali, stretch out your tongue, extend your tongue, and roll your tongue into a pine. Those who can't roll in this way, they can roll your tongue inside your teeth in this way. These are the two variations. Those who are rollers, they can roll your tongue in this way. Those who can't, they can roll your tongue in this way inside under your teeth. So for Shitali, now you have to breathe in through the mouth, through the tongue. Just observe. After breathing in, close the mouth and breathe out through the nose. We will do together. Breathe in through the tongue. Close the mouth and breathe out through the nose. Now we will practice with eyes closed. Continue. Breathe in through the tongue. Extend out your tongue. Roll out your tongue and breathe in through the tongue. Eyes closed. Mouth closed. And breathe out through the nose. Let's continue for 3 more rounds. Breathe in deeply and exhale slowly. Continue. Relax. After completing 3 rounds, relax. Feel the cooling sensation in your throat region, in your oral cavity. Observe the effect of the practices on your mind. Now get ready for Nadi Shodhan Pranayam. Once again, those who don't know, you may open your eyes. For Nadi Shodhan Pranaya, adopt Chin Mudra with your left hand by touching the tip of the index finger and thumb together. Rest of the fingers must be straight, and place the left hand on your left knee, palms facing upwards. Now with right hand, adopt Nasagra Mudra. The tip of the index finger and middle finger must be placed on the eyebrows, on the eyebrow center. Place the thumb on your right nostril, ring finger on your left nostril. This is Nasagra Mudra. Make sure your chin is straight, head, neck and spine in a straight line. Now for Nadi Shodhan, first close your right nostril, keep your left nostril open and breathe out completely through your left. Now very slowly breathe in through the left nostril. Close the left nostril, open the right and slowly breathe out through the right. Slowly inhale through the right nostril. Close the right nostril, open the left and slowly exhale through the left. This is one round. We will continue. Breathe in through the left nostril. Close the left, open the right and breathe out through the right. Slowly inhale through the right nostril. Close the right nostril, open the left and exhale through the left. Once again, inhale through the left nostril. Now keep your eyes closed. Close the left, open the right and exhale through the right. Slowly inhale through the right. Close the right, open the left and exhale through the left. Once again, inhale through the left. Close the left, open the right and exhale through the right. Slowly breathe in through the right nostril. Close the right, open the left and breathe out through the left. Now practice last round on your own. Practice the last round on your own. Nadi Shodhan helps in purifying all the 72,000 energy channels present in our energy body. Along with that, it helps in balancing our nervous system, and it also balances both the hemispheres of the brain. As such, Nadi Shodhan doesn't have any contraindications, but if practiced with retention of breath, then the patients with high BP or heart problems needs to avoid. After completing the last round, gently relax, release your hands. Observe the effect of the practice. Observe the dominance of your breath at your nostrils. Have a smiling face. Now get ready for the practice of Bhramri Pranayama. For Bhramri, slowly raise your both arms. With the index finger, close the flap of the ears. Don't insert the fingers inside your ears. Just close the flap of the ears with your index finger. Keep your chest expanded, elbows pointing towards the sides. Have a smiling face, head straight, spine straight, and close your eyes. For Bhramri, you need to produce the sound of a humming bee. Slowly take a normal breath in and slowly let go. Take a long deep breath in for Bhramri. Breathe in. While breathing out, you have to produce the sound of a humming bee in this way. Breathe in deeply. Once again, breathe in. Once again, breathe in. Breathe in. Relax. Relax your hand, relax your arms. Bhramri is a very effective practice for the people who are insomniacs, those who are suffering from insomnia, because Bhramri helps in activating the pineal gland, which helps to produce melatonin hormone, which induces good sleep, relieves us from stress, boosts our immunity, as well as activates our natural killer cells. So it is also a very good practice for the people who are suffering from cancer. So we'll just close the eyes and feel the effects of Bhramri.
শরীরটাকে সোজা রাখুন, মুখটা আলতো উপরের দিকে তুলে দিন, আলতো উপরের দিকে মুখটা তোলা থাকবে আকাশের দিকে, চোখ যেমন বন্ধ তেমন বন্ধ রাখুন, ধীরে ধীরে শ্বাসের দিকে নজর দিন, পেটের নাভির কাছে নিয়ে চলুন মনটাকে, শ্বাসটা উঠছে আর নামছে, কোনো রকম আটকাবেন না, লক্ষ্য করুন শ্বাসটা উঠছে আর নামছে, সমুদ্রের ঢেউয়ের মতন একটার পর একটা ঢেউ আসছে আর যাচ্ছে, একটার পর একটা শ্বাসের ঢেউ আসছে আর যাচ্ছে, ধীরে ধীরে মনটাকে নিয়ে চলুন নাকের কাছে, নাক দিয়ে শ্বাস নিচ্ছেন, গরম বাতাসটা বেরিয়ে যাচ্ছে, ঠান্ডা বাতাসটা ঢুকছে, এবার চোখের কাছে মনটাকে নিয়ে চলুন। চোখের কাছে মন, ধীরে ধীরে চোখের থেকে মনটাকে তুলে নিন। এবার কানের কাছে মনটাকে নিয়ে চলুন। ধীরে ধীরে কানের কাছ থেকে মনটাকে তুলে নিন। নাকের কাছে মনটাকে নিয়ে চলুন। ধীরে ধীরে নাকের কাছটাকে মনটাকে তুলে নিন। জিভের কাছে মনটাকে নিয়ে চলুন। ধীরে ধীরে জিভটা থেকে মনটাকে তুলে নিন। এবার সারা শরীরের যে চামড়া স্কিন অংশটা আছে সেখানে মনটাকে নিয়ে চলুন। ধীরে ধীরে ওখান থেকে মনটাকে তুলে নিন। এরপরে হাতের অংশগুলোকে লক্ষ্য করুন। ধীরে ধীরে মনটাকে তুলে নিন। পায়ের অংশগুলোকে লক্ষ্য করুন। ধীরে ধীরে মনটাকে তুলে নিন। পায়ুর অংশটাকে লক্ষ্য করুন। ধীরে ধীরে মনটাকে ওই অংশ থেকে তুলে নিন। জেনিটাল অংশ দিকে লক্ষ্য রাখুন। ধীরে ধীরে মনটাকে তুলে নিন। মুখ, যেখান দিয়ে আমরা কথা বলি, সেই অংশের কাছে মনটাকে নিয়ে আসুন। ধীরে ধীরে মনটাকে তুলে নিন। এবারে মনটাকে নিয়ে চলুন একদম সিদ্ধারার শেষে। একদম সিদ্ধারার শেষে মন, আস্তে আস্তে সিদ্ধারার শেষ থেকে মনটাকে আমরা উপরের দিকে নিয়ে আসব। একদম সিদ্ধারার শেষ, মনটা ওখানে আছে। তার থেকে 4 আঙুল উপরে উঠে আসলো, আরেকটু উপরে উঠে এসেছে। মনটা এখন নাভির ঠিক পিছনের দিকে সিদ্ধারাতে আছে। আরেকটু উপরে উঠে এসে মনটা আরেকটু উপরে উঠলো। এবার ঠিক বুকের মাঝখানে সিদ্ধারার যে অংশটা, সেখানে আছে মনটা। আরেকটু উপরে মনটা উঠে আসলো, ঠিক গলার মাঝখানের যে অংশটা, সেখানে মনটা আছে, নিয়ে আসা হলো। এরপরে ধীরে ধীরে মনটাকে মাথার মাঝখানে নিয়ে চলুন। মাথার পিছন দিক মনটাকে নিয়ে গেছেন, ঠিক কপালের মাঝখানে এবার মনটাকে নিয়ে এসছেন। মন আপনার স্থির, বুদ্ধি আপনার স্থির হলো। এবার কপালের মাঝখানে মন, যেখানে আমরা টিপ পরি, কপালে তিলক লাগাই, আমার সঙ্গে মনে মনে সংকল্পটা উচ্চারণ করুন। এই সংকল্প যা আপনি উচ্চারণ করবেন তাই আপনার জীবনে ঘটবে। আমি অঙ্গীকার করছি, আমি আমার স্বাস্থ্য ভালো রাখবো, নিজেকে সবসময় শান্ত রাখবো, আনন্দে রাখবো এবং ভালো মানুষ হিসাবে গড়ে তুলব। আমি আমার সমস্ত কর্ম দিয়ে একটি শান্তিপূর্ণ ও বন্ধুত্বপূর্ণ পরিবেশ গড়ে তুলব। আমি আপ্রাণ চেষ্টা করব সর্বরকম প্রতিবন্ধকতা দূর করে সমস্ত বিশ্বকে আপন করে নিতে। আমি সকল গাছপালা, প্রাণী, প্রকৃতি সকলকে আমার নিজের আত্মীয় হিসেবে ভালোবাসবো। আমি পৃথিবীর সমস্ত মানুষ, জীবজন্তু, গাছপালা সকলের মধ্যে ঐক্য স্থাপন করার চেষ্টা করব। ওম সর্বে ভবন্তু সুখিনঃ, সর্বে সন্তু নিরাময়াঃ, সর্বে ভদ্রাণি পশ্যন্তু, মা কশ্চিৎ দুঃখভাগ্ ভবেৎ। ওম শান্তি শান্তি শান্তি। সকলে সুখী থাকুন, সকল প্রকার রোগ ব্যাধি থেকে মুক্ত থাকুন, যা কিছু ভালো তা গ্রহণ করুন, পৃথিবীতে কেউ যেন কষ্ট না পায়, সবাই যেন শান্তিতে থাকে, সকলের শান্তি হোক, বিশ্বের শান্তি হোক। এবার আপনি আপনার ঈশ্বর, ভগবান, গড, আল্লাহ, বুদ্ধ, মহাবীর, যাকে আপনার ঈশ্বর বলে মানেন তাকে ডাকতে থাকুন। আর যে গানটি হচ্ছে সেটাকে মনে মনে দেখুন।
তোমারে করে আছে জীবনের ধ্রুব তারা, এ সমুদ্রে আরো কবু হব না কো পথহারা। তোমারে করিয়াছি জীবনের ধ্রুব তারা। আমি যাই না গো, তুমি প্রকাশিত থাকো যেথা। আমি যাই না গো, তুমি প্রকাশিত থাকো আকুল নয়ন জলে ঢালো গো কিরণ ধারা। তোমারে করিয়াছি জীবনের ধ্রুব তারা। তব মুখ সদা মনে জাগিতেছে সঙ্গপনে, দিলে কো অন্তর হলে নাহে রে কুল কিনারা। তব মুখ সদা মনে জাগিতেছে সঙ্গপনে, দিলে কো অন্তর হলে নাহে রে কুল কিনারা। কখনো বিপথে যদি ভ্রমিতে চাহে হৃদয়ে, কখনো বিপথে যদি ভ্রমিতে চাহে হৃদয়ে, অমনি মুখ হেরে শরমে সে হয় সারা। তোমারে করিয়াছি জীবনের ধ্রুব তারা, এ সমুদ্রে আরো কবু হব না কো পথহারা। তোমারে করিয়াছি জীবনের ধ্রুব তারা।
ধীরে ধীরে আবার শ্বাসের দিকে নজর দিন। নাকের কাছে শ্বাস, পেটের কাছে শ্বাস। এবার আস্তে আস্তে বাইরের যে শব্দগুলো আছে তার দিকে নজর দিন। আপনি আবার এক্সটার্নাল ওয়ার্ল্ডে ফিরে আসছেন। ধীরে ধীরে বাইরের শব্দগুলোর দিকে নজর দিন। ধীরে ধীরে দুটো হাতকে এক জায়গায় করুন নমস্কার মুদ্রার মতন। আস্তে আস্তে হাতগুলোকে ঘষুন, হাতগুলোকে ভালো করে রাব করুন, ঘষে নিন। ঘষে নেওয়ার পরে আর একটু জোরে ঘষে নিয়ে চোখে লাগান, চোখে দিন, মুখে দিন, ঘাড়ে দিন। আস্তে আস্তে প্রণাম করুন, প্রণাম করুন। এবারে এখানেই আমাদের আজকের যোগ প্রোটোকল শেষ হলো। একটি ঘোষণা, আজ সন্ধ্যে 7টার সময়তে আমাদের একটি বিশেষ অনুষ্ঠান আছে। সুমন ভট্টাচার্য সঙ্গীত ভবনের অধ্যাপক, উনি গান করবেন। আপনারা সকলে আসবেন এবং আত্মীয় স্বজন বন্ধু বান্ধবদেরকেও আপনারা সঙ্গে করে নিয়ে আসবেন। ধন্যবাদ। পরিচিতি শেষ করো। হ্যালো পরিচিতি।
Yes. Thank you so much, all of you, for attending this session. I offer my heartiest thanks to our Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Vidyut Chakraborty, to all the dignitaries present over here, to the entire staff of Vishwa Bharati and their family, to the students of Vishwa Bharati, and to all the dear participants who have been attending this program. Thank you so much, everyone.
স্যার আমরা শেষ করব স্যার, আপনি কিছু বলবেন স্যার? হ্যালো স্যার।
না, আমি তো দেখো যেটা ফর্মাল থ্যাঙ্কস তো পরিচিতি দিল, আমি আমার ব্যক্তিগত পক্ষ থেকে আমি তোমাদের সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি। এবং একটা জিনিস আমার মনে পড়লো, যেটা মনে হয় এই মুহূর্তে সবার সঙ্গে ভাগ করে নেওয়া ভালো। এই যোগা একদম ডিস্টিংটিভ টু আওয়ার সিভিলাইজেশন। I think it's part of our civilizational ethos, where we creatively blend entertainment for mind, body, and soul. Now, it is, as I said, it is very distinctive to our civilization. I am making a comparative statement. Now, if you look at the Western philosophy, then you'll find they are primarily concerned with body and mind. এই যে ধরো আমরা সবসময় বলি কাম, ক্রোধ, এবং কাম ক্রোধ এই দুটো জিনিসই কিন্তু বডি এবং মাইন্ডের রিফ্লেকশন। এবং যেটা কিন্তু ওয়েস্টার্ন ওয়ার্ল্ডে তুমি দেখবে সবসময় কিন্তু এই কাম ক্রোধের ব্যাপারেই লোকজন ভাবনা চিন্তা করেছে, যে মানুষের মন এবং মানুষের শরীরটা কি করে ভালো থাকে। কিন্তু আমাদের সভ্যতায় এই সিভিলাইজেশন ইথস যেটাই বলছি, সেখানে কিন্তু আত্মার কথা বলা আছে, সোল। এবং সেই সোলের স্যাটিসফ্যাকশনের জন্য আমরা সবসময় মোক্ষ অর্থাৎ মোক্ষর কথা বলি। মোক্ষ মানে হচ্ছে স্যালভেশন। এই যে স্যালভেশনের যে আইডিয়াটা, এটা কিন্তু একদম টিপিক্যাল ইন্ডিজিনাস নলেজ অফ আওয়ার সিভিলাইজেশন। আমি এখানে আবার বলতে চাইছি, মানে ইন্ডিয়া not as a geographical expression, but the ideas which emerged in the subcontinent, that becomes very, very distinctive of the Western philosophical discourses. তো এই যোগাতে আজকে যেটা আমরা দেখলাম, যে প্র্যাকটিস গুলো আমি সবগুলো করতে পারিনি, আমি দেখলাম, দেখে আমার এটাই বারবার মনে হচ্ছিল যে কথাটা বলা হয় যে যোগা ইজ নাথিং বাট a blending or amalgamation of body, mind and soul এর একটা activities, যেটা কিন্তু ওয়েস্টার্ন ওয়ার্ল্ড থেকে একদম ডিফারেন্ট। যার জন্য আজকে দেখবে ওয়েস্টার্ন ওয়ার্ল্ডও কিন্তু ঝুঁকছে। এই যে আজকে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল যোগা ডে, এটা কিন্তু অ্যাকসেপ্ট করতে বহু সময় 7 বছর মাত্র আমরা করতে পেরেছি। তার আগে কিন্তু আমরা এগুলো ওয়েস্টার্ন ওয়ার্ল্ড বা সারা পৃথিবী ভাবতো না, কিন্তু আজকে ভাবছে এই কারণেই, কারণ এর একটা বড় উপকারিতা আছে এবং সেটা কিন্তু এভিডেন্ট। এবং সেইটার জন্য সেটা আমার মনে হয় যারা যোগা করে তারা নিশ্চয়ই জানেন। এবং আমারও মনে হয়েছে যে আমাদের দেশের যে সভ্যতার যে ভাবনা চিন্তা, যেগুলোকে আমি বলি সিভিলাইজেশনাল আইডিয়াস, এইগুলো কিন্তু অনেক বেশি গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। এবং আমাদের সময় এসেছে আজকে সেই সমস্ত ভাবনা চিন্তাগুলো প্রকাশ করা, সেই সমস্ত ভাবনা চিন্তাগুলো সর্বসমক্ষে আনা। এবং আমার মনে হয় যোগা হচ্ছে আমাদেরকে সেভাবে খুব ভীষণভাবে সাহায্য করছে। এবং আমাদের যারা কেপেবল মাস্টারমশাইরা আছেন, আমি যারা দেখলাম আজকে, রূপেশ এবং পরিচিত, এবং যিনি পারফর্ম করেন অদিতি বোধহয়, এবং প্রত্যেককেই দেখলাম ভীষণ কম্পিটেন্ট। এবং আমাদের কিন্তু অনেকটাই শিক্ষণীয়। এবং সত্যি বডি, মাইন্ড এবং সোল এই তিনটিকে যে দায়িত্ব নিয়ে তিনটে লালন পালন করা, এটা কিন্তু যোগা থেকেই আমরা শিখছি। এবং এই ধরনের প্র্যাকটিস যদি আমরা করতে থাকি, যেটা সমীরণ শেষের দিকে বললো যে সবাইকে ভালোবাসো, বিশ্বের শান্তি কামনা করো, তোমার ভগবান যাই থাকুক না কেন তাকে স্মরণ করে। এখন তা ভগবানের কথা আমি সবসময় যেটা বলি, তার মানে ভগবান মানে কিন্তু ওই যেটা বলি যে মন্দিরে নেই, মসজিদে নেই, গির্জায় নেই, ভগবান আছে তোমার কাছে, এই ভিতরে। এই ভিতরে ভগবানের যদি তুমি সাড়া শুনতে পাও, ভিতরে ভগবানের কথা অনুযায়ী তুমি কাজ করো, তাহলে যে ভগবান কিন্তু ব্যক্তিগত স্বার্থের কথা বলেন না, ভগবান কিন্তু বলেন সমাজের স্বার্থের কথা, সামাজিক উন্নতির কথা বলেন। সেই ভগবানের কথা শুনলে কিন্তু আমরা অন্য পৃথিবী করতে পারবো। এবং সেখানে যোগা একটা বিরাট, আমার ধারণা, স্টেপিং স্টোন টুয়ার্ডস অ্যাটেইনিং দ্যাট কাইন্ড অফ ওয়ার্ল্ডলি এক্সিস্টেন্স অফ হিউম্যান বিংস। যেটা আবার পুরোনো কথায় ফিরে আসি, যে কথাটা কিন্তু গুরুদেব রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুর বারবার বলেছেন, অর্থাৎ আমরা একা নই, আমাদের সঙ্গে সবাই আছেন। এই একত্রীকরণের যে মানসিকতা, যেটা গুরুদেব বারবার বলতেন, এবং যেখানে কোনো ধর্মের ভেদাভেদ নেই, যেখানে কোনো শ্রেণীর ভেদাভেদ নেই, যেখানে কোনো জেন্ডারের ভেদাভেদ নেই, সেই রকম একটা সমাজের কথা কিন্তু গুরুদেব সবসময় বলতেন। এবং আমি খুব গর্বিত যে বিশ্বভারতী এমন একটা প্রতিষ্ঠান, যে প্রতিষ্ঠানে আজকে যোগা ডিপার্টমেন্টের মাধ্যমে আমরা কিন্তু সেই ভাবনা চিন্তাটাই জনসমক্ষে তুলে ধরলাম। এবং আশা করছি এইভাবে করতে করতেই কিন্তু একদিন আমরা আমাদের লক্ষ্যে পৌঁছাবো। সবাই ভালো থাকুন, ধন্যবাদ। এবং নিজের দিকে নজর দিন। যেটা আমি বলি, কোভিড এর কনটেক্সটে শারীরিক দূরত্ব অর্থাৎ ফিজিক্যাল ডিস্টেন্স নিশ্চয়ই মানবেন, কিন্তু সামাজিক দূরত্ব কখনোই নয়। কিন্তু কারণ যারা কোভিড এফেক্টেড এবং তারা কিন্তু সমাজের নজর চায়, সেজন্য সবসময় মনে রাখবেন, যেটা আমরা বলি পাশ্চাত্যের অনুকরণে যে মেইনটেইন সোশ্যাল ডিস্টেন্স, আমি এটা বিরোধিতা করি সবসময়, এবং সমস্ত আলোচনাতে আমি এই কথাটা বারবার বলি যে আমরা কিন্তু ডিস্টেন্স নিশ্চয়ই মানবো, কিন্তু যেমন ব্যাধির দূরত্ব নিশ্চয়ই মানবো, কিন্তু দূরত্বের ব্যাধিতে আমরা কিন্তু নিজেদেরকে কখনোই এফেক্ট করতে অ্যালাউ করবো। অর্থাৎ যেটা আমি বলি যে শারীরিক দূরত্ব নিশ্চয়ই মানুন, যেটা ধরুন কোভিড এর ক্ষেত্রে একটা অন্তরায়। শারীরিক দূরত্ব, মুখে সবসময় মাস্ক পরে থাকুন। আর ভ্যাকসিনেশনের প্রয়োজন আছে, যখনই ভ্যাকসিনেশনের সুযোগ আসবে তখন নিয়ে নিন। এই করেই, যেটা আগের দিন ডক্টর দীপ্তেন্দু সরকার বারবার বললেন, আমরা কিন্তু অনেক কনফিডেন্ট, কারণ ডাক্তারের মুখ থেকে আমরা এটা শুনলাম, যদি মুখোশ আমরা পরে থাকি সবসময়, কি ধরনের কিভাবে পড়বো সেটা উনি দেখিয়ে দিয়ে গেছেন। আর আমরা ভ্যাকসিনেশনের কথা ভাবি, এইটা দুটো করলে আমরা কিন্তু নিশ্চয়ই এই কোভিড মহামারীকে আমরা জয় করতে পারবো। আমরা আবার অতীতের মতন একসঙ্গে ফিজিক্যাল মোডে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল যোগা ডে পালন করব, সেই আশা রেখে আপনাদের সবাইকে আবার ধন্যবাদ জানিয়ে, নমস্কার জানিয়ে আমি শেষ করছি। ভালো থাকুন।